Welcome to Monday Mornings with MARC HAYFORD. That's right. Wake up, baby. It's Monday morning. Let's go. Hey, another week, another opportunity for you to just seize it and make it yours. And I can't wait to get you guys on track with the guest that I have today. You are looking at the poster child of overcoming physical and mental adversity. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together all the way from North New Jersey, Rachel Vellis. What's up, Rachel? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Welcome to Monday Mornings at MARC HAYFORD. This is historical. It's the first time I ever pulled this out this season. So, you know,
Feel honored.
you are the trendsetter. So, hey, your sport of choice, what we're going to talk about is
Field hockey.
girls field hockey, but it's more than just girls field hockey. What I love about what's going on is the backstory and the success that led up to it, and just kind of how I think your story is about rediscovering yourself and trying new things and just having that mental toughness. So Rachel's a 3-sport athlete, which I know a lot of the schools are advocating for you young people out there today. As spoken by an old person, sounds like it. But, she was a 3-sport athlete, and her story is this really quick. She was dominant in all sports. She winds up graduating 8th grade, and her family rips her out of the town she grew up in, Wellington, New Jersey, and transferred to Wayne, New Jersey, which, same state, close enough, different environment, different community, all new friends. She hates her parents pretty much at that time, right? Anyway, your parents are great, but you were, hey, teenage girl and social, that's huge, right? And your whole social aspect, rug was pulled out from underneath you. Yeah. Then we discover that summer prior to you going into high school, you come down with a very rare injury, which is an injury that usually professional baseball players get. What I forget what the name of that is.
It's thoracic outlet syndrome.
Okay. I don't even know what you just said. Couldn't even spell it if I had a dictionary in front of me, but
I couldn't even spell it either, honestly. So
it's all good though, but you beat it. And I believe from just some little research that I've done on that is that's where your clavicle is pressing down on your veins and your blood vessels, and you weren't getting the right amount of blood through your arteries. So you had to have surgery. You were put on ice, no sports for a long time. You were on medication like blood thinners and all this other craziness, which really threw a kink not only in the social aspect for you, but also the physical aspect, because you're not doing 3 sports now. And you're riding the pines, and you're used to being the dominant A player of the team. Is that pretty much like the lead up into this?
Yeah, it's pretty true. I mean, I went from playing 3 sports every day, doing some type of sport every single day of my life, to my mom basically bubble wrapping me because she was nervous that if I got hit or something bad would happen because I would bleed like crazy or something from the medication I was on. So it was frustrating. And
she was right, it was the situation. And so what, at that point in time of your life, now are you 18 or 19 right now?
I'm 18.
You're 18, and I can't wait to tell where the success has taken you and where you are now. We'll get to that in a second. But excuse me, during that time, going through your head, like, were you depressed? Were you angry? Were you, going to a shell? Because so many people would shut down with just the fact of being moved. There's lots of kids that are watching this that are going to a brand new school, and they have a whole new, system of friends or no friends at the moment, which I'm sure you were dealing with. And there's other players that are also athletes, or they want to play a sport or be a top athlete, and they get an injury and they're done. And you had to deal with both of that at the same time. I mean, what was that like?
Personally, it was really, really, really confusing. And I was just like wondering, like, why is this happening to me? Like every single day I was just like, I don't understand. Like, this is so frustrating, and I don't know what I did to deserve this. And I was just very like beating down on myself, like maybe I should start being nicer to people, or like there's something I have to do. But at the end of the day, I was just like, I got to keep pushing. Like, it's going to go back to normal. Like, after this is all through, I'm going to look back on it and be grateful. And there's a reason why all of it happened. You know what I mean?
Hey, stormy seas make skilled sailors, right? So that's exactly what you did. You kept pushing through. You kept your mindset going, just focusing on, hey, and that's, listen, we talk about this all the time, faith, right? And I wrote a book, Get Up, and the first chapter is called Fight for Faith, because you have to sometimes. You get in that place. Dr. Martin Luther King said, faith is taking the first step when you don't see the whole staircase. And that's exactly what you did. Because sophomore year, you were approached, or freshman year approach, and sophomore year, you started playing your sport of, did you say it already?
Yep, field hockey.
Sorry, I didn't know you said it already. Girls field hockey. A lot going on up here. Yeah. You started girls field hockey, and the position they wanted you to play was?
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper. Now, you're a sophomore at the time, so you're an underclassman, and from what I understand, you were not the only goalkeeper on the team.
No.
What happened? All right, you're healed up. You're starting to make friends. It's, we're a year into it. Your coach comes to you the day of the first ever game. You make the varsity team as a sophomore. Mm-hmm. And what does your coach tell you prior to the game?
She tells me that I'm going to start in the first game I'm ever going to watch.
Holy mackerel, Rachel Vellis. So you're like, hey, I can't wait to check this out and maybe get in and, at the end of the game when we're winning like 58-0. And she's like, hey, bro, you're playing now. Lace up, right? I mean, yeah. What was that like?
Before that, I've never seen a field hockey game before that.
What?
The first game I've ever watched, the first full game I've ever watched was my sophomore year, the game that I first played in. And I don't know, it was surreal. Like, I was just kind of like, it was actually really cool because my whole life I've been playing these other sports that I knew like the back of my hand. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I know all the rules. Like, it's just something I was comfortable with, and it was actually like really interesting to be like out of my comfort zone and just kind of like do what I felt was right and just like try to be athletic, and
just go off of instinct. Wow. Well, your coach was either a complete mental patient or a genius, because from the story as it goes, because this was about 3 years ago, I guess, that was the first game you ever started, and in the history of you playing this sport, you have never not started a game in your career. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And that season, with you as a sophomore goalkeeping, you guys won the county championship, right?
Yep.
And the next year too. Yeah. Woo! Unbelievable. 3 years into that, and then you wind up getting a scholarship to where, by the time this is airing, you are at LIU, Long Island University Post. Mm-hmm. Because you fought through all this, and you broke a record. Tell these guys what you did. This is crazy.
I still remember it. In high school, my junior year, we played one of the best teams that year that I think we played, and Ramsey. And usually when we play them, it's a very tough battle. Teams are very physical and stuff like that. So going into it, I kind of knew that I just had to like play my game and just like hope for the best, like
there you go.
And I ended up having 46 saves in the one game.
46 saves.
We ended up losing 1-0 in overtime, which was very painful, but yeah.
46 saves in one game. That's like a season for somebody, right? You did it in one game.
I honestly didn't even realize during the game what was really happening. I was kind of in just full like tunnel vision, just like make it to the end of the game,
That is unbelievable.
Full survival mode.
Wow. That's a great little rivalry right there. So, oh my goodness. And you lose that game.
Yep.
And what year was that for you? Sophomore, junior, senior?
That was my junior year.
Junior year. And you guys still won counties that year. I mean, what? So look, you break this record, and here's another good one to talk about. You break the record. Right? Rock star, upperclassman, you're owning it. That's your position, right? What was that like, losing 1-0? I mean,
I remember the end of the game. I was my friend, one of my best friends that I met in field hockey. She came over to me and she just like, at the end of the game when the goal went in, because it was as soon as the goal went in, it was over. It was sudden death.
Yeah.
So my friend came over to me and she was just like, "Do you realize like what you just did? Like, is it like, do you understand like what just happened? Like, you just held us in the game for basically, I don't even know, 60 minutes. And at that point, I didn't realize how well I really like fought during the game. I didn't realize until after when my coach read me the stat, like I had 46 saves. To me, it was just like any other game. that I was just trying to hold my own in the cage, you know? And I just thought it was very, very weird to just realize that, like, the stat didn't matter, that I was just so caught up in the fact that we lost. You know what I mean?
You were spoken like a true, like, just top playing athlete, like trying to just hold my own in the cage. Raw. It sounds like you're in UFC. You're not in a high school sport for girls, which gets very physical and violent. Okay. I'm going to put you on the hot seat here with a question. True or false? You turned down being interviewed by one of the major local newspapers in your career after you did, I don't know if it was after that game, but I know they wanted to feature you and they wanted to talk about you, and you denied giving the interview. Is that true or false?
That's true.
All right. So we want to hear it. Are you a diva, or is there other reasons why you're like, no, I'm not doing that interview? What's that about?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like newspapers kind of fluff things up and like things get lost in translation. And I just feel like if someone wants to come see me play, or like they want to know about how I'm doing and stuff, like they can come and watch me play and see like what kind of effort and like what kind of person like I am on the field or on the court or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes like newspapers just are very artificial and like fluffed up, and I don't want to be interested in something like that, you know? Sometimes
when I was in high school, my school, we wound up winning, St. Mary's High School, Rutherford, New Jersey. Hey, we wound up winning the state championship for Olympic style weightlifting. And the guy came in the gym and he interviewed all of us. And I sat with this guy for like 8 minutes. I was one of many, right? And he quoted me and he said, and how did Mark Hayford think that he did in the state championship? And I won states. And the quote was, I did okay. I did okay. I sounded like I eat raw meat and I bang my face into a brick wall. Like I had like 10 minutes of articulate conversation with this dude, and he quotes, I did okay. Okay, bro, whatever. But something you told me off the air too is that it wasn't just about you, it's also about the team. It's a team sport, and that's another reason that deterred you from doing that, which I think is so cool and admirable. I try to keep these short. I don't want to keep you here this long. And I just appreciate you coming on here and being authentic and sharing and taking us through this journey. But so let me ask you this. What's in the future for you now? Where are you looking to go? What are you looking to do with this? This sport has created, it's helped you become part of who you are, I guess, in this journey of growing in the mindset. And now you're at the college level of it. And where are we going from here? What's in your future?
Well, this year I got a little taste because we went to the national championship for field hockey. We lost in the national championship, but it gave me like a little taste of like, that's my goal.
Wow.
I've just thought about that for so long. Like, it's just something that like me and my stats have there's no effect of that if we're winning, and if we win that national championship and I'm playing in that game, that's my goal.
This is why you're on Monday mornings at Mark Hayford. This is not a diva. This is a team playing Jedi Knight Rockstar Warrior. Sorry, get excited. But that's what I'm talking about. Part of the machine, right? Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Just at the end of the day, like, all I really have to say is, like, it doesn't matter, like, coming into it, your skill level or your talent. It just matters how your mindset is, how hard you're working. And if your end goal is something that you can achieve by putting in some extra time and just, like, pushing through any issues that you have, it's totally worth it.
Love it. Love it. You're preaching to the choir, and I love it. And I want everyone out there to just take what she said. And any final words of advice for any of these people that are getting ripped out of their friend comfort zones, or they're getting an injury and they're put on ice for a long time, like, what, from your life experience, what can you give some of these people that might be your age or younger that are watching right now?
All I have to say is that if you do get injured or you have some type of physical issue, it's physical, but it's also mental. And like, as long as you can just keep pushing forward, and just as soon as you can train again and you can get your mind right again, then your injury is just a small part of it. It really shouldn't affect you if you have the right mindset. Mindset.
It's all about mindset. I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Rachel, thank you so much. I want to just say bravo to you for all your accomplishments and for fighting through it and being an example for so many people and taking your time today to share with us here. And I want to remind all of you watching, It's not just one person that's doing this. This isn't a lucky person that's put on here. This is a person that put in the work, put in the time. You could be exactly like this. I want you to open up your mind. I want you to open up your heart, and I want you to go out there and give it your all. Guys, it's not our practice life. We don't get around to. So go do that thing. Make that happen. Don't take this lesson with you just to the lunchroom or on the bus. Take it with you the rest of the week. Let it be your mantra and go own it. You guys are awesome. We will see you next week with another bombastic guest, just like Rachel. You guys take care. Be good. Take care of each other. Peace.